Welcome students of BE Civil for the subject Advanced Concrete Technology for unit number 1. It includes the cement and its types, general, hydration of the cement, alkali aggregate reaction, grading curves of the aggregate, manufacture sand as the fine aggregate, copper slag as fine aggregate. It also includes the concrete, properties of concrete, WB ratio, that is water binder ratio, gel space ratio, properties on maturity concept, aggregate cement bond strength, green concrete, guidelines for the quality control of the concrete and the guidelines for the quality assurance of the concrete, and the effects of admixtures. Now we will see the concrete, properties of concrete, WB ratio, that is water binder ratio, gel space ratio, problems on maturity concept. First we will see concrete, the properties of concrete. So properties of concrete are of two. One is the fresh, another is the hardened concrete. So now we will see the properties of fresh concrete. First is the workability, then setting time, segregation and bleeding. So first we will see the workability. Ease with which concrete can be compacted 100% having regard to the mode of compaction and place of deposition, that is the workability. The factors affecting the workability are: first, water content, mixed proportions, third is the size of the aggregate, next is the shape of aggregates, fifth factor affecting the workability is the surface texture of the aggregate, sixth is the grading of the aggregate, seventh is the use of admixture. So workability can be measured, or the measurement of workability can be done by slump test, it is in millimeter, compaction factor test, it is the ratio, so there is no any unit. Third is the flow test, it is in percentage. Fourth is the VB consistometer test, it is in seconds. And fifth is the Kelly ball test, it is in millimeter. Second factor is the second property is the setting time of the concrete. The setting time of the concrete differs widely from the setting time of the cement. This is very much important. The setting time of cement is different and the setting time of the concrete is different. Setting time of concrete does not coincide with the setting time of the cement with which the concrete is made. The setting time of the concrete depends upon the WC ratio, that is water cement ratio, temperature conditions, type of the cement, use of mineral admixtures, use of plasticizers, that is chemical admixtures, in particular retarding the admixtures. Setting time parameter of the concrete is more of practical significance for the site engineers than the setting time of the cement. Third factor is the segregation, the separation of the constituent material of the concrete, that is called as the segregation. A good concrete is one in which all the ingredients are properly distributed to a homogeneous mixture. Fourth is the bleeding. Bleeding is sometimes referred as water gain. It is particular form of segregation in which some of the water from the concrete comes out on the surface of the concrete, being of the lowest specific gravity among all the ingredients of the concrete. So ingredients of the concrete are the cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, water, and if required the admixture. So the water is having the lowest specific gravity, so it will be on the surface of the concrete. The formation of the cement paste at the surface is known as latines. So we have seen the properties of fresh concrete. Now we will see the properties of the hardened concrete. First is the compressive strength, next is the flexural strength, tensile strength, shrinkage, and the creep. So first property of the hardened concrete is the compressive strength. The determination of compressive strength has received a large amount of attention because the concrete is primarily meant to withstand the compressive stresses. Cube, cylinders, and the prisms are the three types of compressive test specimen used to determine the compressive strength of testing machines. So here the testing machine will be UTM, universal testing machine, or CTM, that is compression testing machine. The cube size which is used, it is 100 millimeter or 150 millimeter side. The cylinder size, it will be of 150 millimeter diameter and 300 millimeter height it will have. And the prism 100 millimeter by 100 millimeter by 150 millimeter. And this prism is used in the France to measure the compressive strength of a concrete. Second is the flexural strength. Its knowledge is useful in the design of the pavement slab, air-filled airway, as flexure is critical in these cases. The modulus of rupture is determined under symmetrical 2-point loading. So here whatever the loading it will be, it is 2 point from the upward, and reaction it will have 2 point. It is also called as the 4 point, but normally we say it as 2-point loading. The beam size which is used, it is of 150 millimeter by 150 millimeter, and the length it will have the 700 millimeter with 600 millimeter span. Another size of the beam which can be used for the flexural strength is the 100 millimeter by 100 millimeter by 500 millimeter length, and the span will be of 400 millimeter to determine the flexural strength. Third is the tensile strength, the property of the hard concrete, the tensile strength. Methods to determine the tensile strength of the concrete can be broadly classified as direct method and indirect method. The splitting test are well known indirect test used to determine the tensile strength of the concrete, sometimes referred as the splitting tensile strength of the concrete. So here to measure the tensile strength, indirect test it is performed. Here it is done on the cylinder. The cylinder size is 150 millimeter diameter and the 300 millimeter height. Fourth property of the hardened concrete is the shrinkage. Deformation suffered by the concrete even in the absence of the loading is called as the shrinkage. The types of the shrinkage are plastic shrinkage, drying shrinkage, third is the carbonation shrinkage, and fourth the temperature variation. So first we will see the plastic shrinkage. The hydration of the cement causes a reduction in the volume of the system of cement plus water to an extent to about 1% of volume of the dry cement. This contraction is plastic strain and is aggravated due to the loss of water by the evaporation from the surface of the concrete, particularly under the hot climate and high winds. This results in the surface cracking. This is the plastic shrinkage. Second type of the shrinkage is the drying shrinkage. The shrinkage that takes place after the concrete has set and hardened is called as the drying shrinkage, and most of it take place in the first few months. It also coincides with the period of active creep, and thus the two are extremely related. Withdrawal of the water from the concrete store in unsaturated air voids causes the drying shrinkage. A part of this shrinkage is recovered on immersion of the concrete in the water. The factors affecting the drying shrinkage, it is water cement ratio, second is the cement content, third is the type of the cement, fourth is the ambient humidity, fifth is the type of aggregate, next is the size and shape of the specimen, next factor is the admixture, and other factors affect the drying shrinkage. Third type of the shrinkage is the carbonation shrinkage. The carbon dioxide, that is CO2 present in atmosphere, reacts in the presence of moisture with the hydrated cement materials, carbonating CaCOH to CaCO3. The carbonation penetrates slowly beyond the exposed surface of the concrete. Carbonation is accompanied by increase in weight and the shrinkage. Carbonation also results in increased strength and reduced permeability. Carbonation shrinkage causes the concrete to grip the steel tightly, thus increasing the bond. So this increases the bond between the reinforcement and the surrounding concrete. Fourth is the temperature variation. Effects of temperature variation on the concrete could be considered similar to those of shrinkage, and the two can be usually combined in the analysis of the concrete structures. A drop in temperature causes contraction and a rise in the temperature and expansion. The thermal coefficient of expansion of the concrete is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 per degree Celsius. Expected movement due to the temperature variation are again accommodated in the expansion and contraction joints. Fifth property of the hardened concrete is the creep. The increase of strain in the concrete with time under the sustained stress is termed as creep. The shrinkage and the creep occur simultaneously, and they are assumed to be additive for simplicity. The rate of creep decreases with time, and the creep strains attained at a period of 5 years are usually taken as terminal values. While 80% to 85% shrinkage strains occur in 6 months, only about 75% of the creep strains occur in 12 months or in 1 year. So we have seen now the properties of concrete. Now we will see WB ratio, that is water binder ratio. So WB ratio, when WB, that is water binder ratio, was kept constant, increasing the air content generally had the minor effect on slightly increasing workability. The compressive strength was strongly influenced by the WB, that is water binder ratio, air content. Increasing water binder ratio from 0.4 to 0.45 slightly decreased the surface resistivity. Water binder ratio decreases, the porosity of the paste decreases, and concrete becomes less permeable, thereby resulting in increased strength and enhance the durability. So water binder ratio of no greater than 0.45 for the concretes subjected to moderate and severe exposures to freezing and thawing or exposed to decying chemicals. So now we have seen water binder ratio. Now we will see gel space ratio. So the gel space ratio, instead of relating the strength to the water cement ratio, the strength can be more correctly related to the solid products of the hydration of the cement to the space available for the formation of the fissures and the cracks due to bleeding or the shrinkage, which we have seen earlier. Powers and Browniard have established the relationship between the strength and the gel space ratio. This ratio is defined as the ratio of the volume of the hydrated cement paste to the sum of volumes of the hydrated cement and of the capillary pores. So Powers' experiment showed that the strength of the concrete bears a specific relationship with the gel space ratio. He found the relationship to be 240 x cube, where x is the gel space ratio and 240 represent the intrinsic strength of the gel in MPa, megapascal or Newton per millimeter square, for the type of the cement and the specimen used. So here we can see the graph showing the strength of 50 millimeter cube, and here the x-axis gel space ratio. as the gel space ratio is increasing from 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, the strength is increasing. The figure shows that the relationship between the strength, which is on the vertical axis, and the gel space ratio on the horizontal axis or the abscissa. It is pointed out that the relationship between the strength and water cement ratio will hold a good primarily for 28 days strength for fully compacted concrete, whereas the relationship between the strength and gel space ratio is independent of the age. Gel space ratio can be calculated at any age and for any fraction of hydration of the cement. So we have seen the gel space ratio. Now we will see the problems on the maturity concept. While dealing with the curing and the strength development, we have so far considered only the time aspect. It has been pointed out earlier that it is not only the time but also the temperature during the early period of hydration that influence the rate of gain of strength of the concrete. Since the strength development of the concrete depends on both time and the temperature, it can be said that the strength is the function of the summation of the product of the time and the temperature. So this summation is called as the maturity of the concrete. Mathematically, it is given as maturity, that is equal to summation in bracket time multiplied by temperature. The temperature is reckoned from an origin lying between the minus 12 degrees Celsius and minus 10 degrees Celsius. It was experimentally found out that the hydration of the concrete continues to take place up to about minus 11 degrees Celsius. This is the average of minus 12 degrees Celsius and minus 10 degrees Celsius. Therefore, minus 11 degrees Celsius is taken as the datum line for the computing maturity. So maturity is measured in degree centigrade hours, that is degree centigrade hours, or degree Celsius H, or degree centigrade days, degree Celsius days, or degree Celsius D. A sample of concrete cured. So here we will see one example. A sample of concrete cure at 18 degrees Celsius for 28 days is taken as fully matured concrete. Its maturity is equal to 28 days multiplied by 24 hours multiplied by 18 degrees Celsius, here it is given, minus 11 degrees Celsius, which is considered as the datum. So it is giving 19,488 degrees Celsius hours. However, in standard calculations, the maturity of fully cured concrete is taken as 19,800 degrees Celsius hours. So now this slight change is there. 19,488, which is calculated, but standard it is taken as 19,800 degrees Celsius hours. The discrepancy is because of the origin or the datum is not exactly being minus 11 degrees Celsius as used in the calculations. So maturity concept is useful for estimating the strength of the concrete at any other maturity as a percentage of the strength of the concrete of known maturity. In other words, if we know the strength of the concrete at full maturity, that is 19,800 degrees Celsius hours, we can calculate the percentage strength of identical concrete at any other maturity by using the following equation given by the Plowman. He has given the equation like this: the strength at any maturity as a percentage of strength at maturity of 19,800 degrees Celsius hours is equal to, mathematically it is given as capital A plus capital B log to the base 10 of maturity upon 10 to the power 3. The values of coefficients, that is capital A and capital B, depend upon the strength level of the concrete. The values are given in the table. Now you can see the table here. This is Plowman's coefficient for maturity equation. So the strength after 28 days at 18 degrees Celsius, maturity of 90,800 degrees Celsius hours in Newton per mm square or megapascal, less than 17.5, coefficient A will be 10, coefficient B will be 68. If it is between 17.5 to 35 Newton per mm square, coefficient A will be 21, coefficient B will be 61. If the strength it is 35 to 52.5 Newton per mm square, then it will be 32 coefficient A and 54 coefficient B. And the strength it is 52.5 to 70 Newton per mm square, then the coefficient A it will be 42 and the coefficient B will be 46.5. Now we will see the numerical example. The strength of a sample of fully matured concrete is found to be 40 megapascal, that is Newton per mm square. Find the strength of identical concrete at the age of 7 days when cured at an average temperature during the daytime at 20 degrees Celsius and night time at 10 degrees Celsius. So this is the example which is given. Now we have to find out the solution and we have to find out the strength at the age of 7 days. So the solution is maturity. First step is the maturity of the concrete at the age of 7 days, that is equal to summation time multiplied by temperature. This is the formula for the maturity. So that is equal to 7. This is given here, age for the 7 days multiplied by the 12, that is 12 hours, multiplied by the time, multiplied by the temperature here. So here in daytime it is given 20. So minus 11, which is previously which was considered as the datum. So plus 7 again, that is 7 days, multiplied by 12, that is 12 hours, multiplied by temperature here it is taken as 10. This is night temperature, minus 11 degrees Celsius, that is datum which is considered. So this gives to 7 multiplied by 12. This is giving you the 31 plus this value 7 into 12 and this gives 21. So 7 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 31, it gives to 2604 and 7 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 21 gives 1764. Addition it will give 4368 degrees Celsius hours. So the strength range of this concrete falls in the zone 3, for which the constant A is 32 and constant B is 54. So how it is taken? Now you can see. So it lies between 35 to 52. So A and B are taken. The percentage strength of the concrete at maturity of 4368 degrees Celsius per hour is equal to capital A plus capital B log to the base 10, 4368 upon 1000. So capital A is 32, capital B is 54 into log to the base 10, 4.368. So 32 is here, 54 is here, log to the base 10, 4.368, it is giving 0.6403. So this gives to 65.5. Therefore, the strength at 7 days, that is equal to 40 multiplied by 66.5, which is here, upon 100. It will be giving, because this is percentage, so divided by 100. So it is giving 26.5 MPa, that is Newton per mm square. This is the strength at 7 days. So we have seen the problems on maturity concept. So now we have seen properties of concrete, water binder ratio, gel space ratio, problems on maturity concept. So these are the YouTube link for the basic properties of the concrete, the shrinkage of the concrete maturity and early strength, accuracy of maturity based predictions. So we have seen this. So in unit 1 it includes cement and its types, general, addition of the cement, alkali aggregate reaction, grading curves of the aggregate, manufactured sand as the fine aggregate, copper slag as fine aggregate. It also includes the concrete, properties of concrete, WB ratio, water binder ratio, gel space ratio, problems on maturity concept, aggregate cement bond strength, green concrete, guidelines for the quality control of the concrete and the quality assurance of the concrete and effects of admixtures. Thank you all students. Please give me your attendance if you have viewed the video as video topic _ division _ roll number _ self name.